Morning. This is the February 17th, 2026 meeting of the Recycling Committee. Members present are
Wyatt.
Vanessa Vercade.
David O'Connell.
Jean Landis-Nauman, and we also have our DEP MAC here, Todd Kell. So welcome, everybody. We have a full agenda as always, so let's get going. This meeting is being recorded by the local scene. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should note to the chair at this time. And I'm not seeing anybody in the waiting room. Anybody here? Okay. We do have all the minutes for September, October, November, and January. However, we would like to take a little more time to review them, so we're going to defer approval of the minutes till the next meeting. Are we all in agreement on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, approved bills. We have a new submission here from David. He finally put together all of his receipts. The amount is $180.66. It's for a variety of things. David, did you want to specify anything?
Well, it's primarily the organic corral and the swap shop. And I think it's been a while since I've looked at them. I believe I labeled them.
Yes, swap shop, compost, recycle, compost, swap shop. Yeah, they're all does anybody want to take a look at them?
I'm good.
Do I have a motion to approve reimbursing David for his expenses?
I move that we reimburse David for the expenses for those two, the Organics Corral and Swap Shop.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All right, all those in favor, I need a voice vote since we're hybrid today.
Jean, I.
Vanessa, I.
David, I.
Jean, I. Okay, approved. Any luck somewhere here. We have the form we can use. It's today, 17th. Donnell.
Yes.
What's the address?
7th Century.
7th Century. We need 3 signatures. Here are the receipts if you want to see them. Okay, swap shop. This is our next really big deal. If you look at the calendar, you'll see we're only about 6-7 weeks away from opening. And at Garden Club on Saturday, I had a woman approach me and ask, what can she do? She's got a lot of stuff to donate. And when is the swap shop going to open? And I said, hang on to everything. She's cleaning out her basement. I said, hang on to everything. And I said, we'll be publicizing it with lists of when it's open and how to volunteer and what we can accept. And I said, it is going to be curated this time. I said, so everything coming in has to be clean, has to be whole. Nothing broken, nothing chipped. So she said, oh, great. She said, it'll be higher quality stuff. And I said, yes, we're hoping that that's what we end up with. So,
Cool.
yeah. Yeah. So people are very interested. Thank you. David, you can't sign your own.
You know what, I didn't even question that.
That's all right.
All right, so I will talk. I have sent emails to all the people I have on the list for volunteers. I have not, I heard back from one or two.
Mm,
I will try and check in with Patricia to see if anyone's come by for paperwork or drop
Okay.
off paperwork, kind of closing that loop there. Otherwise, I'm going to give calls to people that I have numbers for. Yeah, so that's where that's at. But they all got a note. And most of them got a note in like October when we set up the swap shop email. That this one talked about the plans for April, the steps they have to take to be able to volunteer, going through the town
Mhm.
volunteer process. That we were going to work on organization in there in the month of March and hopefully have an open house or something for volunteers to come and meet each other and get kind of an orientation.
mhm.
So that's out there. That's
Okay.
the process.
Okay.
Jean and I have kind of gone back and forth on the sign up genius. I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm not really sure how it will work. I mean, I can do it.
Mhm.
Like I said, if I haven't heard back from these people, I'm not sure how tech savvy they are and if they want to go that route.
Right.
So we sort of have to wait and see. I did talk to the couple, I don't know if I want to mention names online, but that you had worked with last year, but they don't have email and they would only be available on Wednesday. And, whether we needed, a midweek cleanup or something, I would get back to them on that. But so the only, Sign Up Genius, either we all have access to it, which I kind of think is too much, or one person has access to it, and I'm willing to do that if it looks like it's the way that people want to communicate with each other and sign up. But I haven't, like I said, heard back from a lot of people. I said that we would try, we were looking at doing that. And again, I haven't, there was one person that I think had proposed it, and they got the email and they haven't piped back and said,
Yeah.
that was what I thought was great.
Liz Walsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they've all heard from me. Like I said, I'll probably follow up with phone calls in case it all went into their spam folder or something and they never saw it. But they didn't bounce it. Well, they did bounce. Jane had given me this list that you had put together, and there was a lot of cleanup to do on it. And even some I had to call people to say, what is it? Because I can't, this letter doesn't work, this bounce, whatever. But now they're all cleaned up and active and real people.
Okay. Yeah, I found that when people signed up for the buckets.
You couldn't read what they
I
wrote.
couldn't read their emails.
Yeah.
So we had Nancy Rozier. She had emailed me several times about volunteering.
She's on the list, and I had
Ms.
spoken
Walsh.
with her before.
Okay. Gigi Paris, Mark Iannucci, Becky Hebert, Eileen and Paul Mullen.
Wait, go slower here.
Well, here,
Okay.
I can,
Yeah, I have that list from you.
yeah, you
I do,
can,
yeah.
yes, Kristen Emerson. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was back in October. That was the group that
Yep, and I
I
followed up
had,
with them.
through various emails.
Well, I also had sent an email to Patricia, because one person had gotten back to me that they couldn't get the forms.
Oh, okay.
And I tested on mine that the forms were available,
Mhm.
but everyone's systems are different, and maybe you don't have a printer at home, and maybe,
Right. Yeah.
And
We're all
so
not
if she could
up
put a
to
packet,
speed.
right, if she could just have a quick to grab packet, if people come by
Sure.
saying, here it is, then I'll check with her after this
Okay,
meeting.
excellent.
The other thing was, who would I talk to about adding, like we have the Kingston Recycle
Mhm.
page,
Mhm.
but the swap shop address isn't on there. And that would be really useful for people as a way to, reach out.
Sure. That would be Trish, I believe.
Oh, okay, because I thought it was out of the clerk's office.
It could be, I would talk to Trish
Okay,
first
okay.
and see, if it has to be authorized or anything by the town administrator.
Okay,
And then, if she refers you down to Jana, you can go talk to her.
okay, I can take care of that today too.
Yeah, so, I'm really hopeful that once we start advertising, and what I'm gonna do is work with our, PR lady and start putting information on the Kingston Recycles, because we are getting a lot of hits on there. People are looking at it, and when I get it, I share it, with everybody that's on my circle. I get lots of likes from people outside of Massachusetts, but Yeah, we're down to the critical time here, with only 6 or 7 weeks left. Not only to get some volunteers in place, but also to get back in there, clean up. You said you haven't set a code yet for
I
the,
did, yeah.
oh, you did? Okay, you did set a code for the push button. Okay.
It's zigzag, it's one,
Well, put it on a little piece of paper, we'll eat it after we break.
Yeah, we don't want everybody in the world to have it. Our volunteers, and then I guess if we have any difficulties there, we may have to change it, But yeah, it has to remain in a small circle, so we don't have people in there.
Stealing our junk or ditching a lot.
Yeah.
What is the code?
No, we're not gonna do it yet.
It's not effective yet.
It
well,
is.
I didn't turn that lock on. I just
Okay.
left with the key.
Oh, it's still, the key still
Until
works.
I got it.
But
Okay.
then the key won't override it if we have a problem. If it's one or the
key-
other.
The key to the push button will override the button lock.
But what about the key to the door that we've been using? That will no longer be workable once we use the.
Well, I left them both. So
Okay.
if you want to lock it down, you lock the handle.
Uh-huh.
And if you want people to have access, then unlock the handle and use the key code.
Okay. Okay.
But I didn't turn that on yet because no one had the combination.
Okay. So we'll get the combination to this group.
Yeah.
And then,
So as long as we still have keys, I think until we get out,
Oh,
and
yeah.
start setting it
Yeah.
up, we don't need to share that.
We'll all have a key to the push button and the door. So
Okay.
everyone in our group will have.
we'll have
key to
full
both.
access.
In case
Okay.
something happens and we need to override one
Yeah.
another.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Or
All
if
right.
someone changed the code and you weren't updated or something like
Right.
that.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So now
Can I say about the sign up, Judy?
Sure.
So I started that, but it requires an email address. And then it sends a message to the email, which I want to use the one you set up. And then you have to go in and acknowledge it
Mm-hmm.
to confirm the connection. So I couldn't do it because I didn't have the password.
Okay. But you do?
Yeah, we could have just done it on the phone and I could give you what the authorization code was that came to the email if we were both in the right place at the right time.
Right. You
Um,
just need. to
But
go
it
in.
still means that all of the activity is on that email address, or can people then add email addresses to man? Like, that's the part I don't understand.
Yeah.
What we did on, for the renewable energy loan and grant opportunity, everyone in the committee, anytime a message went to it, we all got a copy of the email and everyone had access to it. So someone's out sick or something, anyone can manage it. You just set it.
Okay.
The
So you
group of us
so you can have all of
as
us.
a four, as administrators and
Mhm.
everyone else would have.
Okay.
So you definitely have to have an email address to do that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, as I said, we'll have Jess start putting stuff out there. I think first of all, the proposed opening date, and then that we're looking for volunteers because it will only be open when there are volunteers on site to review everything.
Can we say right now it's April 4?
I'm looking right now with you. Yep, I'd say April 4th.
April 4 and 5.
Mhm. No, just one day,
Oh, okay.
just one day,
For the
just
first one?
Saturdays. Just Saturdays for now.
Oh, really? Because I thought everything said Saturday, Sunday.
I don't think that's what we intended. I thought we were going to start out with just one day. I could be wrong. But I think for the first couple of weeks, we ought to, because until we know that we have enough volunteers, because otherwise
Yeah,
the four
so-
of us will be sitting there.
This is what we have for the job description. And it says, hours of operation will be Saturday 9 to 3 and Sunday 9 to 3.
Okay,
So
All right.
just
Well,
that we're
that-
putting that out there. I mean, we can say we're starting slower.
right. I think that's what we need to do is, I think that covers it, should we decide to expand
Expand
it.
it. Yeah.
Okay, but I think for the first few weeks, we ought to just see how it goes and see how many volunteers we get.
Okay.
You know, if we only have a small handful of volunteers and it's closed most of the time, that won't work.
Right.
So,
Right. Well, I think
You know.
people are pretty excited.
so, yeah, until, maybe till.
And so am I counting on all four of us as being eligible volunteers too?
Yes,
Okay. Good.
but
Good.
I don't think any one of us wants to sit there for 2
Not the whole
hours
day.
every weekend. you
Right.
know.
No, and certainly, whatever I sign up to do, I'm gonna take vacations, so I need to make sure there's coverage for that too and stuff. But
Yeah,
I think in the beginning to help problem solve,
oh,
what
yeah.
we haven't
yeah.
thought through.
I think one of us needs to be there most of the time to make sure the volunteers are comfortable with what they're doing and reinforce the rules because,
And the synergy with the rest of the operations down there.
yeah. But I think where this is going to be a little more restrictive, it'll take a while for people to adjust and accept. So there may be some pushback. you know.
Okay, so I have some questions. I tried to read through the minutes from the Plymouth swap shop stuff. I got distracted and then I forgot which ones I read because I forget I was going forward backwards, but are they charging people to use the swap shop?
Yeah.
And if you don't
It
have
was-
a
it was like-
recycling or whatever thing, you can't get in there?
It's
So
open
people
to
who have
anybody.
It's open to. They're not really checking at this point, at least they weren't when they were open. I think they were asking if they were a resident, if you said yes, you just go in. It's not like they were pulling out IDs and stuff, at least when I was there.
Yeah, like I said, so as I was reading through it, looked like, again, they were starting, let's narrow this and then we'll see how far we can widen, whatever.
One of the.
But we have to think about, what are we doing with, this is the Kingston operation,
Mhm,
but we have lots of people who do curbside. How are they allowed or not allowed?
mhm.
Because we don't really, I'm not sure who's checking stickers and when there's checking
They
stickers
only check them really in the beginning, I think.
of a year.
Yeah, and they may do it sporadically. I honestly don't know how often they check for stickers. I mean, they are.
But I mean, even if we have people who
Routinely.
volunteer who are curbside, how are we letting them in? What
Mhm.
kind of
What,
permissions or things we
Oh,
have to
we
grant?
could just come up with a standard form that they can show if somebody questions why they're, why.
Well,
they're
we have to
there.
make sure it's not duplicatable or something, because then
It's-
everybody will
it's
have one to use the
history.
transfer station.
but Paul, what he decided was, they would have, you can get a recycling sticker that's cheaper. But he wasn't sure if he wanted to spend the extra money to get that. But he said if you have like a beach sticker,
Mhm.
Raised Beach or anything like that, that proves you're Kingston, then. But it's kind of moot because people are taking stuff or giving stuff, so it's.
Yeah, but nobody's watching them once they're in there, is the deal. And I'm not really sure where they're checking them or whatever, but I just, if people ask me that question, I want to be able to give them an answer. Because I don't know that every single, I'm certainly there's developments that have trash as part of the homeowners. And so do we say, oh, well, you can't ever use it, or you have to buy a $25 sticker and come and volunteer with us? So like, what is the protocol that I can communicate that's not
Yeah.
gonna jeopardize what
Right.
the transfer
So
station
they
rules
just have
are,
to prove they're Kingston resident.
and that they're only there to do the swap shop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if they're driving there, they have a driver's license, which clearly shows their home address, so. I don't think we have to make it too complicated. I
Okay.
honestly don't know if people drive up and park and go in and start working in the swap shop, if they're gonna get questioned. If they have access, I don't know that they're gonna get questioned. If they do, they can show their driver's license.
Right, and so that's for the volunteers, but other people who might use it as a town service too, I don't.
They're only supposed to, it's supposed to be open to people with stickers.
Okay,
Yeah, it's not a free for all. But when you figure there's 5,000 plus households and over 3,000 of them get stickers, I think we'll be okay.
Mhm.
I'm not too worried about it.
No, I'm not gonna worry about it, but I just, if the
Yeah.
question comes up, where
Yeah,
do I refer it, or how do I answer it?
yeah. I can always clarify that with
Keep in mind, the
Dawn.
Plymouth location is it's off-site from the transfer
Yeah, I
station.
know.
So it's not it's a lot harder to police that because it's just down south. And,
Right.
you know, I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. I, for the most part, think it's pretty much all Kingston residents that just know about it. I don't think there's people coming from Bourne or anything.
Oh, from the transient station. From the transient station.
As long as they're
Or
not
Plymouth,
putting
yeah.
trash in there, it's not costing us any money, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Good, okay.
Yeah, and if we run into a situation that seems to be out of hand, we'll just deal with it.
Right.
All right, so the next thing then would be after we start publicizing it, we need to get in there, clean it up or whatever has happened over the winter and set up the stuff that we already have in there. And I think we ought to do that.
As soon as we can get in, but it's all snowed in right now.
I know. I think we're gonna have to see how the weather goes here a little bit.
I think if we could pick a couple of times in the second and third week, so that we feel like we have our feet on the
in March.
ground.
Yeah. So why don't we just hold off on setting a firm date until we see
Because
what
we
the
get
weather
more
does?
snow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's snowing this morning. But yeah, it is snowed in right now. I already shoveled out the waste bins. I'm not shoveling out the swap shop. Okay, anything else on the swap shop? I know I still need to buy a broom, dustpan and brush, some cleaning materials. The one thing we haven't resolved is a power pack, whether or not we want to go forward with that.
We never had one in the old one though, did we?
We didn't.
I don't know
because
that
we
it's a high
didn't.
priority until we see what kind of stuff we're getting.
Okay,
I don't
what do you guys think? And we've talked about it before.
You know what, I don't have anything firm. I got kind of mixed feelings about it. To what extent do we want to get involved in that?
Okay, because that will be a bit of a bill.
Right, and then you gotta keep it charged or whatever all the
Yeah.
time, and I think kind of wait and see,
Okay.
'Cause I-
Yeah,
like
you
I said,
said they had one down at,
but it didn't work. I thought it was too weak or whatever.
No, they're
they
James,
upgraded.
the DPW, assistant DPW director, is actually getting one that's gonna work.
Okay,
So
but
I'm not
how are
sure
we gonna
if it's-
maintain it?
Solar.
Mhm. No. I mean, ours isn't gonna be sitting outside when we're not there.
No, solar panels inside, the batteries inside, just run a cable.
Well, when I put a hole in a pipe that goes from behind the desk up to the ceiling.
Uh-huh,
So the power pack would go underneath the desk. There's a
Okay.
shelf there. And you plug it in there
okay,
and it goes up to a 4-prong plug. So if someone wants to test it, they plug it in there
uh-huh,
right by the desk. So they set
mhm,
the toaster on the desk, plug it in if it works good. And then you can run some wires up
solar,
for solar and for lights.
okay,
Like 12-volt LED lights don't take any power,
okay,
hardly.
okay. Sounds a little more complicated.
Well, I know what to do.
You know what to do. Okay, as
So,
long
I
as
mean-
somebody knows what to do. Okay, all right,
That's my thing.
okay. Can you price that out for us?
Okay.
What our financial commitment would be? Okay. All right, anything else on the swap shop? So Jean, I have to get some supplies.
I think we should just keep looking in the bins for those. I'm sure we could find a broom, maybe a dustpan.
Then my job,
We have this span and brush. I bought that for the first one. And that'll.
What are you talking about for cleaning supplies? Because we're not gonna dust it.
No, but a broom. We'll definitely need a broom. We might need some cloths to wipe off shelves. And then I was thinking about keeping the windows clean. That was the only. Because now we have nice windows that we can clean. So that was all I was thinking about.
Yeah. Sign up to be a volunteer. You too can wash windows.
Okay, I'll take it. There's only two little ones. It's no big deal. All right, so we'll wait for the weather to clear. And then we'll set up a date for us to get in there, kind of get it clean and organized and. But we want to go with a firm opening date of the 4th.
I think so.
Okay. Then I need to
It's
let
Easter
Jess
weekend
know.
if it makes any difference.
Hmm?
That is Easter weekend if it makes any difference.
Hmm. Is it
Is
really?
it really? That was way later.
Hmm.
Thanks. It's Easter.
Yep, it is the 5th.
Oh, so what do you guys think? Should we push it off to the 11th? Is don't tell me the 11th is town meeting or. I think maybe we can go with the 4th.
Let's go with the 4th, and if it's slow, more power to us.
Yeah, okay. All right. That'll give them something to look forward to
I
besides
don't think it's gonna
chocolate.
be slow. I
Well,
think once you publicize it, I mean, Plymouth
yeah,
blew up.
Did it really?
With very little marketing. Yeah, I mean, they marketed it, but they
Yeah.
they got me into good stuff. That's why they have 3 sheds.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I think we also need to do some signs around town that we can,
Well, hopefully on those earlier dates, if you want to have your friend from the garden club bring a few things by, just so we're not opening it and people come, I'm gonna date. We're only here for give.
Well, maybe you gotta start somewhere. I mean,
Well, that's-
same thing. They just
yeah.
brought stuff
To
in.
give and take, but.
Yeah, and so I know who has stuff,
Yeah.
so, I can get it from her ahead of time.
That's what I think we should start doing on
Yeah.
those 2 days that we go in before, whatever.
Yeah.
And be able to say, this is glassware and this is
Because you and I still
outdoor
need to resolve the signs, but that should only take a few.
categories, right? That we know we're accepting. I mean, that's the other thing is to really become familiar with
What we're accepting.
and what we're not accepting so that we can really, so volunteers feel comfortable going, I don't know what to do about this.
Yeah,
There's not really
yeah.
a place for it. Oh, because we don't accept it.
Right, yeah, okay, yeah, that'll be part of their training and that'll be part of like you have that book, we'll have a book like that for them also, so that they can refer to everything. Okay, yeah, and certainly we can get the LED sign at the transfer station to advertise it for us too, so. Okay, all right, this will be exciting. I'm looking, we've worked long and hard to get this up and running, so.
Yeah, I think nailing it down for the 4th is great.
Okay. All right, moving on. Organic collection. We've had a few issues with Black Earth. Some it has to do with the transfer station being closed. They do have a lock combination they can use, but it was frozen
Oh, no.
last time. We've had holidays. They've had to push off dates, but they get there every week. So I did just get their monthly bill from Black Earth. And I also got one from our PR lady. It's $118.75. She's very, very good about putting down exactly what she did and what time, what week, and it's just the agreed upon hourly rate of $25. And it looks like she spends about an hour a week between creating our postings and then posting. If anybody has anything in particular they'd like her to promote, let me know. She does send me ahead of time what she's going to put on there. I approve it and then she moves forward. But she's been very good about making sure there's stuff on there at least a couple times a week. And it's always good quality, I think. Right, so
Oh, but we started with the organics.
yeah, the organic.
So the
program-
stand isn't back up and I'm wondering if I don't remember where the signage is. So I would husband went out there at one point and they were pretty full, although he could stick them in the crack things, but
Mhm.
Chris was like, throw it in the compactor, throw it in the compactor. I just said, oh, this is fine, I can fit it in and close the lid. Then we went another time and I ended up taking grocery store bags and dumping them and taking the stuff out. And then people are also putting their plastic containers with oil right in there instead of on the ground.
Well, I don't think they put it in there.
No, I'm saying whoever, but they're in the bins and I know that can cause a problem. So I'm going up to the compactor anyway, so I'm taking the plastic grocery store bags and dumping the contents in there. The rest that I could see looked like they were the compostable kind. But I also moved the oil
Yeah,
plastic containers out of there.
I think,
But I don't know how much when we had the corral, if we had better signage so that people knew what they could and couldn't do. If
Yeah.
we've lost that,
you can't get in, they can't do anything, the ground.
Till the ground. and there's no way for us to stand it up with some other kind of
No.
anchoring or whatever.
I don't think so.
Okay,
Just-
because I think we've lost our signage and that
We
might
have.
add to
Yeah,
people not putting things in the right places or
Yeah.
doing the right stuff, which is too bad.
yeah. But as long as it's down and the ground is frozen.
Okay, but when you started to say issues with Black Earth and pickups, I thought, oh, it's not because the wrong stuff's in there again or still or whatever.
No,
Okay,
no,
good. It was just the
that's-
storm changes stuff. Okay,
Yeah,
but I'm
it's
concerned about
mostly
that.
collection dates
Okay.
and not getting access and it's like, well, you know,
It's hard to know about the plastic bags, whether they're all compostable or not.
Yeah.
A lot of people are using plastic bags.
Yeah, usually they're tinted green or whatever when they're
Really?
compostable as opposed to the white grocery store.
yeah.
Well, I haven't seen any grocery store type bags.
Well, like I said, and I pulled one out when I was.
But I think the fact that there are no more plastic bags from grocery stores helps a lot.
It does. Well, unless you go to Hanover.
Yeah, they're surrounding down.
Yeah, I know. They're still using them in Key West too. Like everybody gives you a plastic
That's
bag.
amazing, isn't it? You think
Mhm.
someplace like Key West.
Yeah, for Key West, you think they'd be a little more progressive, because they're an island. But anyway,
Okay,
things
so-
are a little, relaxed down there all around, so. Yeah, so I think unfortunately, with the corral being down, the ground being frozen, we're kind of stuck in a holding pattern. I honestly don't know what the attitude is of the guys that work there. I mean, we're doing everything we can to keep them away from having to deal with it. And honestly, I told you, they did put them back under the trailer. There's a trailer there that's on a, what do you call it, to hold it up. And they had put them under there when it was before the snowstorm. So they at least, were
You talking about the
shelter.
corral?
no, the bins
Oh,
themselves
the
were
bin,
shelter.
oh, the bin,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then the snow was piled up in front of them, and that's when I had to go shuffle them out.
To come back into operation.
Yeah. So now they're sitting on the macadam. If we get another big snow, they'll push them out of the way, and I don't blame them. I mean, they've got a plow through there, so yeah, it's unfortunate the crown went down, but that must have been a mighty wind to pull those anchors out.
Mhm.
Well,
So
we did have some pretty strong winds and.
we did that
Of
one
course, it had a
day,
sign on the top, with it,
like a sail.
yeah.
Yeah. Can you put any holes in it or anything? No. Okay.
I think if it's anchored better, then we're not gonna have to worry.
Yeah, well, if they anchor it in cement, I think we're gonna be good.
I think it was a 100-year wind.
It was a very strong wind. I told you.
You don't have it again.
My windows whistle and my windows are tight. Yeah. So it was pretty strong.
If you want a temporary solution,
Mm-hmm.
they have some things at Lowe's, they're about that long, it's a big spike. And on the top, it has like a metal thing that,
Well, I think that's what Rob had been thinking about, but he said until the ground is not frozen.
it's a point.
Okay.
I have this big heavy dry shaft thing that I
Talk to
found
Rob.
them in.
Talk to Rob. He's the one that's helped us and his guys put it in, so have a chat with him, see if he,
They're $36 a piece, so we need 50.
do we want to spend that now? Or do we want to
Well,
just?
why don't we just wait until the weather allows us to do what we need
To do the cement?
Yeah,
Yes.
and let rep do it
Yeah,
so that it's according to what they want to have done down there.
right.
You know,
Right.
the other thing, and I was thinking, is that we could put braces that go off the back at an angle,
Hmm.
which we did a little bit on the other one.
Right, right.
So, but we'll see. I think if it's anchored properly, I mean, it stood up but that wind was severe.
Yeah, but,
And it went on for several days.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I would rather Rob, be in charge of
Yes,
this,
I agree.
and then if there's any other complaints from other departments, it's all internal. It's not, I really don't need to be in the middle of any
Triangulation of it now.
controversy. I really don't. Um, okay.
Well, it was working out well until it fell over.
It was excellent.
Yeah.
It was excellent, David. All right, so there we are with the organic collection. It continues, like you say, the bins are usually full.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if we go to a fourth.
In the spring, I think we may need to
But go to a four, another fourth.
have the fourth one,
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah. The minute the three of those are full halfway through the week, obviously we'll have to ask for a fourth bin, and that will up us $23 a week. For that.
There's no volume discount?
Apparently, we already have the volume discount. Okay, recycling reward to sticker buyers in 2026. I found what I thought looked like a pretty decent one, very similar to what we had before. I sent that out to you.
Look at it.
I don't know if you got
You're
it.
talking about the scraper?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does it look like what you had before?
yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And
Yeah.
David, you thought it looked
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And
Well, I like them, one, because they're functional. The other thing, is it has a name on it. It says Kingston, which I think is, to some people, is a little bit of a reminder.
I thought I had the price on that. Do you remember, David?
I don't remember the price.
Okay.
I use those things for everything.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Okay, like a jelly jar, there's only a little and you can scrape every last
Oh,
drop off.
you should see me. I'm a fanatic for that. I'm going, David, you gotta come on, stop.
Yeah.
Well, I get annoyed, like if you get a tube or something, it's like half full, or even those pump bottles. I always cut them in half and keep digging. There's like another week's worth in there.
Yeah,
We flip ours upside down and let gravity do its thing. For a couple of days, especially like dish soap, so expensive.
and I always.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, dish soap, you just add a little water.
That's true.
Okay. So there were two different kinds. I don't know if I sent you pictures of both of them.
I think we only got one.
There's the standard like we had before, and then they have this other one. And David, you might be familiar with this from restaurant industry.
Yeah.
But it's
Is it silicone or plastic?
It's a silicone cake jar spatula scraper. Food grade silicone, no odor, high temperature resistant, durable for a long time. Another hole at the end for hanging. We don't care about that. Widely used for baking, stirring cream, chocolate, butter, flour, etc., beating eggs, cream and eggs. Use our scraper to smooth the surface of the cake, make the cake more beautiful. These are $1.02 each.
$1.02, $1.02.
This is from a company called ideastage.com. And I had seen them, you had to email them to get a quote. So she came back with the quote. In order to meet your requested in-hands date, you must have your order submitted by April 13th and approved by April 14th. So we've got a little bit of time here. What did I ask for? much, 3,000, yeah. 3,000, so it was $1.02 each, or a total of 3,060. Now that,
Was
then
it-
there's a setup charge
Yeah.
for the printing. And then the shipping was 367, so it came to 34.89 as a total.
Where did they print on it? On the handle or on the spreader? It looks
On
like
the
on the
spreader.
spreader, yeah.
They had it right on the spreader. So that was this one. This other one, sure. This other one, can't remember what company it came from. It might have been the one we've used in the past.
I mean, I thought you couldn't find them,
It
but
was a little more expensive. It was $2.58 each, or I'm sorry, $2.27. And on this one, I requested 2,500, so that came out to 5,000. And then there was I don't have the delivery fee on that one. Setup is 49. Have a delivery fee on this one. So this is the other one. And there are the two of them to look
I want to
at.
see the first one. That one. So the ones you already have, they'll have a flat bottom instead of a round bottom like this? Or are they round bottom?
Yeah, you'll see. It's very similar to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's,
Those are the two options I found. If anybody's found something else that they like,
look,
I think we had narrowed it down to try and do scrapers this year because
Mhm.
we all find them very, very useful.
Mhm.
I still use the one that I got 10 years ago from Claire,
Yeah,
from SSRC.
Can I, oh, are you done with that or
I'd
no?
like to.
Hmm?
just
These
wanna
are
make
two,
sure
but one broke.
You broke it?
Yeah, well, it wasn't me, it's like a.
That's all right.
Snapped it. But I still have one.
and I've got.
Using the drumsticks.
I don't know. He uses stuff in mysterious ways.
But I go with I mean, I don't know, I didn't look at the other one yet, but the fact that it's one piece means you don't get gunk stuck in places, cracks and whatever.
Well, they're both one piece. Well, no, this
No,
This one looks like a
this-
two piece.
This is a.
Yeah, the other, I do take apart and,
Clean it.
Yeah, I did too.
It's not that, yeah.
But then after a while, it doesn't go
It gets
back.
a
It's
little
poorly,
loose.
yeah.
It does get
That's the problem. I mean, it is nice to be able to open and clean it, but in that case, you don't have to.
Yeah,
because
but
it's all
I mean, what do you
clean.
expect
is
for
cool.
$2? You know?
No, that's-
Right,
that's-
but this is $1 and you don't
Yeah.
even have to do
Oh,
that.
well, that
Yeah,
was
that-
one.
I like the paddle shape on that one better.
Than the round
Than
round.
the
Yeah,
round,
that's the
yeah.
problem I have with that is, I think I have one kind of like that.
Mhm.
And it's good for some things,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
it's certainly not gonna go to the
everything.
bottom of the jar.
I mean, quite,
And around the tip, which makes
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good for
But you
some
can't
things,
really-
but,
the corners are.
Yeah.
Take a corner,
You
you
can't
have
just
to,
circle
like-
the corner.
right, right. But the fact that it's one piece and it's silicone.
I like the one piece,
And,
yeah.
and this one's a plastic and it comes apart, which over time gets weaker and weaker.
Yeah,
I have a couple of those right now, and so you take them apart, then you have to dry it so that you get all the, liquid out from the inside.
but how long ago did we do those?
Well, I don't have one of those. I
8 or
have my
10
own
years
whatever.
ago?
but-
And mine are still
Mine are
quite
too.
usable,
yeah,
so.
I agree.
And
You
it's not, are they long handled, the ones we did?
They're about that, they're overall, they're about that
Still
long.
like a regular length.
Yeah,
Just a
yeah,
regular-
They're a good,
But I
they're
have
actually,
an image
they're,
of it being a lot shorter.
no, they're a great length.
no, they're what, 10 inches, I think?
Yeah, probably.
They're about, yeah.
Around
Yeah.
10.
But my, 2,500 isn't enough.
No, 3,000, I think is what we would order.
Okay, because on this one, you had said, did a pricing for it for 2,500, but I think we
Yeah.
have to go
Yeah.
to the extreme, and I think we might start picking up sticker people,
Mhm.
which is nice.
Yeah.
Especially if,
Yeah.
we start wearing
Well,
our
that
best
was
to
the
get out
idea.
there.
When they got this sticker, they got
They got
a
a
free
reward.
breaker,
Yeah,
and people were asking for them whether we
Right.
didn't have it,
yeah.
because they were very popular.
Yeah, they were. And people would come back and say, where's your?
So I don't, where was the logo on this one, on the handle?
On the handle, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the handoff, you know.
Do you want to vote now, or do you want to keep looking, or, yeah, here's the picture.
You guys let me know.
Yeah, here's the page.
I really don't want to spend a whole lot of time.
Yeah,
I'm looking for more, I know.
I'm in favor of doing one that's that one,
The classic one.
yeah.
Can we get them to promote that it's recycled?
Recycle.
Oh, I don't think it is. That's the point.
Okay, so we did get our grant from last year was 7,200. And, right now we've got about, I think the last thing she sent me was we've got about 19,000 available to us. So if we went with the one that's $2, so we know that's, usually they give you a little more of a discount. So that would be 6,000 plus shipping and handling, and so maybe we're looking at 8,000.
To get there.
The- The 3,000 of the $2 ones.
$8,000.
Well, if they're each
No,
two,
I know, just like,
6
A lot of money.
that's a big gift, huh?
or 7. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they've earned it.
Right.
That's how we get
Right.
the.
And that's how we can differentiate between the whole town and the people who use transportation and recycle, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is the people's money. We get to have a say in how it's spent.
Did you get the silicone one back? Because I only have that one.
This one,
Yeah, okay.
did you see it?
I did, yeah.
Well, the other upside is,
It's about a $7 million debt, so,
Yeah.
go away for the weekend,
Why not?
sweeten it back.
I'm with them.
Oh, if you guys get a chance,
Hmm,
there's a great movie at the Omni, Cities of the Future.
okay,
If you get a chance to get up there, I don't know how long it runs for, but we went to see it on Friday.
love
Just
it.
buzzed in, and it's our 10 o'clock movie and then
a
left.
lot of recycling.
Not so much, but it really looking at power generating
Okay.
and different, communities. And I just remember taking my kids to Berlin in 2002, and their Bundestag, which is the government thing, has pretty much geothermal going through. I mean, it was such a green building, and that was in 2002.
Overheated.
And then looking at other cities, certainly Singapore, and I guess their airport is just phenomenal. And so you get a little bit of a walk through there. And
Mhm.
there's a big project going on in Los Angeles, and you kind of follow this guy who's big into that
Uh-huh.
as he goes to these different places and meets colleagues. And it's very, when are we going to be living the life of the Jetsons? When we
We
keep
may.
moving that out as the benchmark. But
Yeah,
it's just kind of, mind expanding in a way to think about. Anyways,
use our natural resources.
create them,
Yeah.
what, Singapore, or I forget which city it was having and the heat was just terrible. So they planted 1 million trees, and they really saw how much that compensated,
Yeah.
And added
Does work.
the balance that they needed.
Yeah.
And so then creating these community spaces, which,
Mhm.
we have this, I have my acre, that's all I need. I'm not going out,
Mhm.
but you need to pay taxes and make the stuff beyond your acre work. And,
Yeah,
there it's just very much, this is a community park.
Yeah.
Everybody uses it because they live in this little box.
right.
So anyways, I recommend it. You have to look at their site to see how much longer it's there, but cities of the
Right,
future.
so what are, back to our scrapers,
So, yeah, I think that they deserve it, and we should do the ones that we really want.
the nicer one.
The other thing, is there any other options to use that money on anything else that would help support diversion and reuse outside of scrapers?
Even if let's say we spend 8,000, we've still got 11,000 left
Yeah.
to do now.
And we're gonna keep paying Black Earth out of
Right,
that,
we
which is
do
gonna
have
eat it
we have
down.
the financial commitment there, and then we do have the financial commitment to our social media if we continue that. I'm not sure how we would measure the effectiveness of that, but I think the fact that people are following it and that they like it, and she's giving good, up-to-date information. And like I say, a lot of it, for me, is going out of state, and people are going, yes, they like it.
Plus,
God bless you.
Excuse me, thank you.
I have one plug for the scrapers.
Okay.
If we get cleaner recycling too, because
Mhm,
I use it to clean out the inside of the dog and cat food
mhm.
and the mayonnaise jar and all that, so it's
Yeah, yeah.
not smelly, it's not a rodent
Well, and it
collection.
reduces the amount of water you need to rinse it out. Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's the way to go. It's just which one and are we comfortable with the amount that it'll cost? That's all. And as Todd pointed out, what other projects do we have where we would need financing? And we've listed the two obligations we have.
How's the library doing with the library things?
You know, I've had a conversation with the library director more than once.
Cause you gave a lot of money to them for.
Yeah, and I explained that we get this money in part because we have a library things, and then we're somewhat obligated to continue to fund them. So he said they were in the process of sorting through their library things. They've eliminated a few things, and he said we will be coming up with a new list. And I said, please, you know, let us know because we do have funding that's intended for the library things.
We should do some cross pollination with advertising, like they advertise the swap shop and we tell
Mm,
people about that.
They've been very reluctant to advertise anything other than library. You know, they used to use their sign to promote community things, and now they.
Well, it's been down a lot.
It has
That's
been,
the
but I
part.
think they've really
Yeah, I know.
restricted it
It's
to
too bad that
library.
it's not a community.
Everything. You know, I haven't been able to get the fire station to post anything either, although I do see things on there, but, you know, I'm not sure where the communication issue is, and that's on me to resolve. Okay, so we like the scrapers. We think that's the way to go this year. Are we all in agreement that we like the, for now, call it two-piece? That's the $2 obligation.
Try to make a motion
Please make a motion.
to buy the scrapers.
Okay. Which ones? These?
Mhm.
Okay.
What's the company name I can put in
Favorite
there?
Slim silicone spatula.
Favorite,
You
hang
want to
on.
do it.
Wait.
Here. Read it. Oh, it's right here on the top. Can you get it?
What's our company here?
I don't think so. What do you guys think?
Say that again.
I'll do half of each.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's not,
No, wait, what?
that's not complicated.
Wait, what's
Price
this
is talking
company?
Hmm?
Who's these
Look at the very top there.
new customer?
about.
Yeah.
Promo cook.
Yeah.
All new customers, see if they got any scrapers.
Promo cook's favorite.
Would we lose out on the volume discount? if
We
did
would
that?
do so.
No, because then I'm gonna have to decide. Are we talking about two different scrapers or two different colors?
Here's why I would vote against that. This
Just a
complicates,
thought.
no, but
Good idea.
this complicates what Lynn has to do when
And people go, I want one of each, but we
she's
can't.
buying when
Well,
people
you
are buying
can put
stickers.
the two boxes.
No, let's just go with one. And in fact, let's just go with one color. Let's just, this is a
Yeah. We
no-brainer.
did go with just one color.
What are we going with? Color
We went
blue?
with green last
There's
time,
no
but they
green.
don't offer green, so I would do the blue myself, but you guys tell me, is there one that's white or?
White. It's gonna stain. I'd go blue.
Stains,
Blue.
yeah,
I would do the corn blue like you have in the sample here.
okay. David? you
Blue's
have any
fine,
thoughts?
yes.
Blue,
Blue.
okay.
So 3,000 corn blues?
What's your motion?
That was a
Jean?
motion.
What's your motion?
Motion.
To order 3,000 corn blue.
Jean's motion. Let's nominate
I'm
something.
helping him.
You can make it.
Yeah.
Corn blue, and for now, I'm just gonna call it a two-piece scraper to
Yeah.
differentiate. Is that it?
With the
And
logo
then
that
Up
says.
to what? You have to kind of put a limit.
Well, we want to have at least one for every
Right,
sticker buyer.
Right,
and
but
we
I'm
should
talking
have some
dollars.
more left over.
I'm talking dollar amount, up to what? 8,000, 9,000? Because you have to
with
figure
shipping and
in
stuff. Yeah.
shipping. I don't think the shipping should be more than a couple hundred because we're not talking about a big item.
It's pretty compact.
Yeah.
Lot fits in a box.
So if it was, let's say, 6, 7, 8,000, does that sound right?
I think 8,000 we could up to,
Okay, to $8,000,
because there's still time before the April meeting if we find we have to change that.
right?
And then it's a discussion, because if it's really high, we have to
Yeah,
think if it's worth it.
okay.
So what are we personalizing with? Can we put that in motion?
Yes, and it should say Kingston Recycles. That's been our constant logo. And then you wanted to add something else about how it's made, or?
No, because it doesn't say made out of recycled plastic.
Okay, okay, so Kingston Recycles, to me, that reinforces to the residents, you recycle, as a town, we recycle, so. And that's just the 2 words, it doesn't get too wordy. Are we okay with that?
Yes.
Looks like a
It's
good
good.
plan.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table. Order 3,000 corn blue 2-piece scrapers for up to $8,000 with a logo that says Kingston Recycles. That's the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? Okay, vote Jean?
Yes.
Vanessa, I.
David, I.
Jean, I, 4-0. Very good. Okay. What is that? Is that something?
Leave the alarm going off.
Okay, textile report. Um. Do you have the other? Do you have this?
Oh, it's in my hand.
There you go.
Oh, there was bridge you can't cross, sorry.
All right. Okay, thank you. So we. Somebody must be away from there. Hmm.
At least it's a pleasant.
Yeah, it's not the worst one I've ever heard. Um, Where did I put it? I'm sorry, I know. Yeah, well, that's right on top. Okay, so for the textiles. We have, Kingston, this is January, we had 2,500 pounds with a rebate of $175. For Silver Lake, they had a total of 6,005 pounds. And their rebate was $360, of which $143.70 went to PTO. Okay,
Where's the rest go?
um. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm guessing somehow back to the schools.
Oh, the schools and the
What-
PTO just gets a cut of it.
When I set it up, each of the PTOs at each of the schools get whatever.
Get a portion.
So maybe that's a third of it or something.
Okay. All right, so.
No, they get paid for the tonnage they collect at that school.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, because they do have it broken down by each school. The high school was 990. Silver Lake Middle School was 1,055. Kingston Intermediate was 1,125. Kingston Elementary was 1,270, and Dennett was 1,565. How come Halifax isn't, they don't participate?
Well, they have their own.
Setup?
Yeah, they typically, I think most of their stuff goes to the recycling center.
Okay, so they don't
They
collect
got
at the
bins there.
schools,
I
at the elementary?
thought they did,
Okay,
but
They
I
obviously
think
aren't.
the money goes to the recycling center because
Okay.
that's where the most of the bins are located.
okay, so they're not hooked up with Bay State.
No, they are.
And they
Yeah,
are,
they get based on it.
but it goes,
Unless they switched it, but I
Okay.
haven't gone
Does
back.
it-
to
it's
the
not-
recycling center.
Is
Yeah.
Bay State driving the purple and yellow ones out yet?
You mean driving them out?
There was all those clothing collection ones, but most of them like just sold them expensive to third world countries. The purple bins for clothes, the yellow bins.
Well, there's more than words. There's.
Well, no, one of the words is a different one.
Planet Aid and,
Yeah, like
More than words collects close too.
it's clothes, what?
More than words collects close too. They're out of Boston.
I know but I heard a talk by them.
They start with books.
Books, yes, yeah. But then they take high school kids or at-risk kids in to learn to be baristas and. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah, it really
kind
is
of
a neat
full
place.
deal program, which I don't really want to compete with them, but the purple ones and the yellow ones, I think were just kind of on their own for-profit stuff.
Probably.
Okay.
So if they're driving
Well,
them out, that's what I'm
Bay
hoping.
State is too. I mean, they're for profit company.
Yeah, but they give back. I don't think the purple and yellow ones ever
No,
gave
I
anything
don't, I
back to
don't,
them.
no,
So I'm hoping they're driving them out. so that-
there's another company out there that ships back as well. It's, the one for the Boys and Girls Club. What's his name? What's the name of that company?
I don't know.
I think they.
Planet, well, Planet Eight.
No, not Planet Aid. It's a little local company.
Okay.
I can't think of the name, but that guy's partnered with the Boys and Girls Club. They're big brothers, whatever it is. But no, they also pay for stuff too. I think they're a little bit more than Bay State.
Hmm.
But
When I was working with the schools in the peak yearly, they would do like a drive, like a spring cleaning thing. You know, the situation in, but it was a fundraising thing.
yeah, like a 1 day collection event. Yeah, they used to call those like reuse rodeos. That's one term for it, and they would just have all kinds, they could collect electronics and textiles and books and flowers. There was a bunch of like potted plants at one in Western Mass. That was pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, there's all kinds of ideas.
Yeah, potted plants. I found 2 potted plants. They were geraniums in hanging baskets, just thrown on the
And there was
yard waste pile. They were still almost all green. So I grabbed them, took them home. They're blooming.
perfectly good plan.
Yeah, I like, yeah, what caught my eye was that they were still in the baskets.
Yeah,
You know, I was ready to take them out of the baskets because that's usually what I do if I see
they're ready to
plastic
go.
in there.
Yeah.
But they were both pretty healthy, and I'm like, well, you know, if they die, they die. If they don't, you know, I'm good. So, yep. So you never know what you're gonna find and that you can reuse.
Yeah.
Okay. Plymouth recycling activities. Let's see. I wrote anything else today. They do have their say bye to styrofoam that went into effect January 1st. We had sent something off to our health agent some time ago about working together to eliminate these containers from the restaurants. There was no reply. Are you interested in pursuing that at this time?
Yes,
Okay. How about the rest of you? Let's say you.
I don't know what they're working on. I don't know.
Just reusable containers in the restaurant. So-
No, I don't know how much the Board of Health has on their plate right now.
Yeah, I don't either. I could call Joe. He's in Florida, as he is everywhere. But I could call him and find out his thoughts and how busy they are at the Board of Health.
How are we doing with monitoring the haulers, private haulers?
Well, that's another issue we'll talk about in a couple of
Which
minutes.
is why I think
Yeah.
to stick with one and go with it as our priority as opposed to
Yeah.
keep jumping.
That's been in place for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
It has, but I mean, if it's still needing tweaking and we can help with that kind of tweaking, but you know, I don't
Like I
know.
say, we'll get to that in a minute. I don't mean to push you off, but I do have some stuff on that to update you. So the styrofoam,
Let's see how it goes in Plymouth for a couple months. They probably have a thing that doesn't, like, you can be grandfathered in until next year. I mean, I don't know. But I feel like we need to focus on the swap shop this next coming month, and so I'm not sure how much we'll be supporting or pushing the Board of Health on this topic.
yeah, I have all the wording for their regulation.
We went out,
Yeah, they can seek an exemption from the Board of Health. And they can waive it for a period of not more than 1 year,
Who can?
the restaurants.
the restaurants.
So if you just bought your supply of
Oh,
gazillion
I
stuff
see,
at
like,
home,
yeah, one.
Yeah.
and you don't have a network of like
Yeah.
10 other chain stores to sell them off
Right, I
to.
mean, it was like here, you know, if you have
With
a
the
small
plastic.
shop
Right.
and you've got a huge supply of plastic bags,
Then
you
next time around.
give them time to use them up. Yeah, so, yeah, it does allow for exemptions and. Now, I can do a feeler discussion with Joe and see what,
What's on their plate right now and
yeah. Because that was January of 2025. I sent that and, I said, we're looking for your interest in doing so, and apparently there wasn't at that time. So we'll see. Okay.
Isn't there a new director at this point?
Oh, she's been here a little while. She's been here a couple of years now.
Oh, really? It's been that long?
Yeah.
So we met with her a long time ago.
Yeah. She's been here a while.
4 years, 3 years? It's been a while.
Maybe. Yeah. So I'll call Joe, see what he thinks about that. Do you know anything else on Plymouth or their Fix-It? Or they were
The-
working on a Fix-It clinic. Is that
Yeah,
going to materialize?
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
they're already taking, they've got the staff set up, they're ordering product and they're taking orders online for what people want to get fixed. So that way they can order
Really?
stuff they need. Yeah. A
Okay.
lot of it's gonna be used, RDP funds are gonna be used to pay for some,
Like what?
the experts items, so if you've got
So they're
If you've
hiring
got a
people?
Yeti and your lid broke, they'll order a lid for you, right? And then they'll take that out of your RDP fund. Whatever it is, I mean, that's not a good example, but
Okay. Yeah,
you know, things that break, a lawnmower, you pull the cord
Right.
out, right, from a full start, they're
Yeah.
gonna have extra cords on hand. They can just redo the mower.
how are they gonna know what they need?
Because they're ordering, the people have to sign in online.
Signing up
And
ahead
tell
of
them
time.
what the item is. Yeah, you know, I've got a phone with a cracked screen, or my bike is missing a spoke. You know, all kinds of stuff. It could be, you know, like my shovel handle came off or something.
Mhm.
And so that way they'll know what items they need to order. So
Interesting.
it should be interesting. Yeah.
what's the date for that?
I thought I could have,
Hang on.
because I got invited to go.
I thought I had
Saturday.
something on that.
The 4th?
April 4th.
Yeah, April 4th. At the public library. 9 to 12.
Yeah. All right.
Put it in here. My calendar, I don't know about.
Okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see how much it costs them and how all that works out. Because ours is very elementary. It was just, we advertised it and we had a couple people there who could do stuff and we just waited for people to show up. And
Yeah,
we had virtually no one show up.
they're basing theirs off of kind of what Peter Huey did. You remember Peter? The
Yeah.
guy that started Fix the Clinic.
Okay.
He's actually from Cambridge or somewhere
Okay.
right in that area. And he started the Fix the Clinics. And it just blew up. People loved him. So they're using the same formula in Plymouth that he used up there. And they're working, I don't know if it's Lawrence or might be Cambridge or working. I can't.
Yeah.
It's one of the affordable Boston communities right up there.
Right.
But they're working with them to make sure it's done right.
Interesting.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, like I said, I'll probably go over there and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So since I'm gonna be here on the 4th, I might as well stop by and see yours.
Yeah, how we're doing. Yeah.
I'll bring Teddy with me. He'll love it.
Okay. Yeah, I think you need that concentration of population
Yeah,
and people who don't do their own repairs. I think here, a lot of people either do their own repairs or they
They
know
go out and buy
somebody,
some.
who does repairs. So they didn't really,
Yeah.
we didn't generate much interest at all.
I think a lot of it is the marketing aspect. It's
Mhm.
getting the word out and making sure, getting that excitement. You know, Maple Street got some sort of a sign up, like advanced sign up. So,
Yeah,
you know, people, I can't tell you how much broken stuff I have in their basement, but it'd be really cool to have on the Cape because you'd be like, oh, I can get a new part for a crock pot, right? You know, the stupid, because I just pull them off my stove, and put them in there to use it. I think it works.
yeah,
Fires, you know, whatever. But, you know, it'd be nice to have that stuff, you know, because I don't want to throw it away because stuff still works. It's still
Yeah,
good
you know,
stuff.
I have
It's
stuff in
just-
my basement that's like that too.
yeah. But see, I would just order the part and do it.
I mean, in our world today, it's just easier to throw out and get a new one, which really sucks. It sucks. I hate that,
Well,
but it's too easy. you
Yeah, I know.
But it's also made for that. Like we just sold a 30-year-old snow blower. I mean, the response to it was great because they bought one 5 years ago and it's all plastic parts inside, and so there's nobody's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
repair it. So now they
They
went
don't
back to
really
get,
need to.
right, they make them so that they're not gonna repair them and throw them
Right.
away.
Yeah.
But that's
But-
the whole point of the fix-it clinic is
It's
to
got
people
the
aren't their own stuff.
Old
Right.
stuff, right, then you
Yeah.
can go back to
I mean,
that.
90% of the stuff out there.
Yeah,
And you're not looking, you're not getting computers and I have to rebuild a computer or something. It's like a bike, missing a spoke on a wheel or, some tool needs to be resoldered or something.
but
I mean,
everything's online now too. Is
well, YouTube is a great resource. That's how I fixed Karen's Jeep. I did her brakes on YouTube videos.
Yeah.
She can't believe she's dead.
And I think, I think a
Wow.
lot of us,
a mechanic, but it worked.
but a lot of us grew up with learning those skills.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what's happening today.
Well, they're gonna teach people too, so that way you can kind of
Right.
take ownership of your own
Right.
stuff. So if it breaks again, it's like, oh, I know what to do.
Right.
I had this person that really understands this stuff
Right.
teach me how to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I understood that
Yeah.
that was an important part of a
Very.
fix-it clinic is that you have someone there walking you through your own repair, which I think is great because that adds a skill to
Yeah.
you and perhaps you can share it with someone else. So, yeah,
Like plumbing, I need help with plumbing. I'm not good
yeah. Well,
There are
I mean,
some
I
things
don't know
you
if
want
I
a
would do
licensed
plumbing.
person for.
Yeah.
Plumbing and electrician.
Yeah.
Plastic tubing works.
That's how I built my own sink for my bathroom out of a dry sink. Just custom cut the hole.
And you did it?
I did. Yeah.
Wow.
It
Impressed.
worked.
I'm impressed. That's a
I'm
lot.
sure a plumber would laugh at me when they looked at it.
Well,
Yeah.
when you get into trouble with plumbing, this is venting and you have to make.
No, I got the venting down.
Okay,
Okay.
I hate the smell of sewage.
but it's not
All right.
bad. You got a vent.
Yeah,
All right. So that sounds really exciting for Plymouth. They're really
they're,
pushing along.
the committee there is really forcing a lot of stuff down the pipeline. And it's
Yeah.
just like.
Yeah. Well, it's all
pretty
that
unbelievable
pent up
what they've done. Yeah.
items, ideas that hadn't been implemented
Well,
in.
they've been a recycling committee in 15, 20 years. So it's like
Yeah.
now you've got that and it's like
Yeah.
full bore.
There were several of them that did the tour in Wareham.
Nice.
Um,
Offer zero waste or waste zero.
yeah, there was Ken and a couple of other guys, I think, that did that. Yeah, I don't know if I have that on the agenda. That's probably,
New business.
yeah, I guess. So yeah, I did do the tour. That was quite interesting.
I think because they have a lot of stairs and I did not, my knee going up and downstairs is bad. So
Yeah, there was a lot of stairs.
I've been there twice and I just get the stairs.
Yeah, you had to be really capable.
Going up is okay. Going down is not.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Vanessa, you had been asking about something and I said we'd talk about it.
Yeah, private haulers.
About what?
Private haulers.
Private homes, yes.
So wait, before we go too far, so annual expense report would be number 9, and then number 10 is what you're moving up. No. Okay, anywhere we can insert that.
Yeah, why don't we just
Do
put
it now.
that in here
Okay.
now? That's all right. So what got me going on the private hauler again was Ken Stone asked if there was a standard format that we used for the haulers to report. So I asked, and I was told, no, we don't have one. And then I was told we don't need one. And then I was told that there's really no need for one. So I'm a little bit in a quandary because I know, I think I know, Todd, when is this report used?
For the private haulers that are in your town. We collected data, but we don't use that in our numbers for the pounds per household. That's based on what the municipal program is. But it's,
Well,
I'm
with the
hoping-
town, with the town, I know Paul used to ask them for the reports.
yeah, no,
Does that go into something we report?
it goes into the survey.
It goes
Yeah, it's
into
all
the
the way survey. So what it shows is that you're actively enforcing your regulations or bylaws based on the hauler regulations. So if you're getting the reports, that means you're actively enforcing them. They used to do, you know, and I don't even know if it's up there anymore. I didn't see it this year when I looked, but like a minimum number of hours that you were enforcing your hauler regulations. I think it was 20 to get the points. I didn't see that in there this year, so maybe unless it's on RDP, it might be on the RDP application. But in the survey, it does ask, you know, are you enforcing these? You know, how many I don't think it even asks how many violations.
So this is
It
something
must be
that,
the
that
RDP.
Sean would complete.
Yeah,
Maybe you and I can talk about that.
we can talk about that.
Okay,
It's fine.
all right,
I got all day for it.
okay. All right. So the next item is the annual expense report for 2025. I did send that out to you. On Black Earth Organics, we spent 4,701. On social media, we spent 875. On the swap shop, now this included purchase of the swap shop and getting it set up and everything, was 10,278. And then I just included the pounds of textiles, which was 47,235. So the totals are 15,855. And the income we had was the shed grant for 6,000 and then the RDP grant of 7,200 for a total of 13,200. Did anybody have any questions on that? That's the first time we've actually put a report together ourselves. We usually relied on the town, and honestly, I have some difficulty reading some of their reports after all this time.
You know, finance committee.
I mean, yeah. It all depends on how they print out the report. They use like, sorry. They use like reverse, you know, when you show income, it shows a negative, and when you show an expense, it doesn't. So it confuses me to no end. Come on.
They really want to.
Sorry about that. So I thought, you know, for our own sake, we should know where our money is going, and so we can do better in our future planning. Okay, so like I say, right now the balance is about 19,000 with our new grant. Any questions on that? Okay. Organic waste disposal after the contract expires. I don't have anything further on that. The way we left it last time is I was supposed to call Rockport to find out how they were incorporating their organic material in their yard waste and avoiding rats and
Yeah.
things like that. So it's on me to, every time I thought about it, it either had a snowstorm and I figured their staff wouldn't be available, or something. There was always a reason why I thought it would not be a good time to call them. So if the weather holds out this week, maybe I can get hold of them.
So did the Black Earth contract come with the option for an extension?
Well, we've done that. We've exercised our second extension, so. This contract will expire October 31st, I think. So what I was looking for was a way to, because we'll be in I believe our fourth year of paying for it. We're only allowed 5 years of using OP to pay for it. So either it goes away at the end of the 5 years or we find another way to dispose of it. So if you'll recall, there was a webinar on incorporating it into your sewer system. I know that one of the sewer commissioners did review it. They did talk to their engineers, and the engineers, go right ahead if you have to. The engineers said that it would not work with the system that we have. Okay. So then I've also talked with one of the other sewer commissioners because he's hot on let me get the right terminology.
Methane,
Anaerobic,
Yeah,
anaerobic digestion.
yeah, anaerobic digester. But there's not one here. We don't have one.
No,
And I'm not sure when one would be built. I know he's very interested in working with communities on that. That's his private side gig. He
he
talked
talks the ones in Boston, right, the big,
at the Deer Island or
was
whatever
that
it
his
is.
company that?
That's
did
waste management.
that?
I would chat with him at the transfer station.
Okay,
And
so that's the nearest one would be Boston. I know he's been talking to Braintree.
There's one in New Bedford.
Is there one in New
It's
Bedford?
a small one. It was like a test case years
Okay.
ago.
All right.
I think the big ones are out more like central western Mass,
Okay.
out towards Amherst.
I mean, what kind of investment of infrastructure would you need to do?
Yeah, a big piece of land and anywhere between 20 to $50 million, I believe.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
It is.
It's in Plymouth's sustainability plan that they were gonna look into it, the whole sustainable group down there, which is Michael, what's his last name? Anyway, it's his department. I don't keep up with what that side of that group is really
Sure.
doing. And I do know there was talks in Quincy as well, that the mayor was looking into possibly putting one up there on the DPW property.
Mhm.
I don't think that'll ever went anywhere. And the last real attempt we had down here was at the Bourne landfill.
Mhm.
And, what's his name? Who's the guy that's trying to find it? You know,
I should.
I can't think of his
His
name.
name.
I can see him too.
Yeah.
Anyway, they had everything, like the deal was done. They just had to sign on the dotted line or, sign off on this. And then the power company that was gonna resell the power couldn't get the amount of money they wanted out of the rates, so they basically dropped the project. And they couldn't find anyone to replace it. So, yeah,
Okay.
it's a big deal to try and get an AD, in your
Yeah.
area. But it's not that it can't be done, it's just takes a lot of money
Mhm.
and the property. So,
you can do it on a smaller scale, because there's a farm, they use the cow poop.
Mhm.
They have a deal with the ice cream company and they dump this stuff there. They make the methane, they have a
Is this
generator.
Hofstra?
Hmm?
Is it Hofstra or Crescent Farm?
I want to say Crescent Farm.
Farm, okay. Yeah, I mean, we have read about where they're using methane to do things, but coming back to our situation with our organic material, I would really hate to see this program disappear for lack of funding. And it's quite evident that right now would not be the right time to approach the town about incorporating it in their budget. Because we do know it's far more costly per ton than regular trash. So we're in a bit of a quandary. If we do a new contract with Black Earth, because there doesn't seem to be any other company in the area, except I thought there were a couple of companies mentioned. Didn't Didn't Claire do something? She
Yeah.
Put out a questionnaire and there were a couple of companies mentioned.
Well, I don't know if Booster actually was still around, but they were actually taking their stuff to Black Earth. I believe.
Yeah,
They were like south of Boston.
yeah, there was
And
one
then there was,
north of Boston, there was one.
there's
Maybe down in New Bedford.
Recycle Works, which is the Bonagarios, Dan Bonagario,
Mhm.
out of Braintree, I believe, Hanover Braintree.
Okay,
But I don't know, but he actually came, Dan Bonagario Jr. came here and talked to us. Remember?
yeah,
Yeah, but his was really expensive, but
yeah.
I mean, I remember,
But was that curbside or was that?
no, that was at the transfer
Transfer
station.
station.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I
it was
wonder-
like triple, but Black Earth was.
Mm.
I wonder if Mary O'Donnell would be interested. Like,
I don't know.
just speak to
I
the-
called her son, who supposedly is managing it. The first time he told me he wasn't ready, he hadn't firmed up his plans for the property. This time, I left messages, he never got back to me. Mary, as you know, is in,
South America.
Central America, starts with an E, Ecuador, she's in Ecuador.
Montpelier.
I do have her phone number. Because I'm not sure what the situation is right now.
Well, they do, because they do room and all that. I mean, that's something that could be incorporated.
That's what I think.
Rich there.
Yeah, and if we could get a site here in Kingston where they could take the material, I would hope we could get some kind of reduced rate, but still, we're facing the end of using RDP. So then what do we do? You know,
Well, and then if the waistband laws change too. 2028 and 2030.
And what will that do?
2028 will be all businesses, institutions have to divert all of their food waste regardless of weight.
Okay,
And then in 2030, it's all residential,
okay,
has to be diverted.
okay.
And that's if that goes through.
So that would put it on the town to cover that cost.
Yeah.
Okay,
But you would be diverting a lot more material, so it's not ending up in the trash. You would actually more than likely see some cost adjustments. I'm not sure if it would be a cost savings.
yeah,
But you will see a boom in businesses supplying services for that.
right. So it would be
Just like
more
we did for
competitive.
mattresses. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
How long that would take, I don't know.
yeah.
you know.
I think, like right now, Black Earth has pretty much monopoly in this area.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I know there's some small companies, but I can't keep track of them. all.
yeah, yeah.
They start up and they fade real quick. So
Yeah, so we'd have to put it out for bid. And the last time we did that, I think Black Earth was the only one we got a viable bid
Yeah.
from.
No, but then it's gonna be, well,
Hmm.
you're in touch with what's happening, but it just seems like it should be a growing market. It's gonna be more profitable than plastic recycling. I was just looking at, when we were up in Vermont, we were in Montpelier, and there's a gigantic Vermont composting company,
Mhm.
which is selling soil is what their business is. They're getting
Right.
all of the waste that they compost.
Yeah, well,
And they've got it to a grade.
So
Yeah,
Black Earth-
Black Earth does.
They're selling it now, or they're still giving it away?
No,
No,
they-
they sell it.
But
Yeah.
so they've done it to comply with organic farming, so whatever the process they have to put it through. That involves animal and bat and whatever stuff, they've kind of broken it down in a way that it becomes certifiable, because Vermont does a lot of organic
Farming, yes.
everything, yeah. And it just seems like that, that's a cutting edge thing. Vermont has to do that for lots of stuff, because they don't have a lot of big industry up there, and so they create it.
Yeah.
But it seems like Massachusetts,
Is it
we've still
mandated?
got,
I think food waste is mandated by the state up there. It's either there or New Hampshire.
I don't think so yet,
No, one of them is.
really.
Yeah, they have to get the food waste out.
Sounds more
That was,
like.
that was like 2 or 3 years ago that went through.
Has anyone been in Nantucket and seen their facility?
Oh yeah, they have an AD over there. That's right.
They're already
They-
doing that,
They've been doing it for years.
that food waste.
Yeah.
It's any organic, they take the sludge from the sewerage
Mhm.
and mix it with yard waste, food scraps, and when you go to every restaurant or whatever, there's always a food scrap thing there.
Mhm.
It all goes back there. There's a huge, like a 40-foot long pipe that rotates and they maintain the humidity and the temperature. And in 4 days, by the time it gets down, it's already been sterilized.
Mhm.
By UV or by what? What sterilizes it? UV?
The heat,
Oh,
So who is paying for this?
well, because they're an island, it costs so much to take trash away. They put that in to reduce the waste.
I know, but is it managed by,
I think it's a private company, right?
a private
Some,
company?
somebody,
But who
somebody,
pays them?
Hmm?
Who pays them? How are they paid to do it if they're a private company?
the island must pay them. They were even.
So the
excavate-
residents through taxes?
Well, they were even excavating the landfill and putting it through a tumbler, pulling all the recycling material out and reclaiming the soil.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of landscaping and stuff. So they have a kind of a already market for the
Mhm.
material.
Mhm. Yeah,
They had a
but the
third
funding
party
is what
fund it.
at this point, we have to look at how is this gonna be funded? Because we can only do it one more year and then, we gotta figure it out, how we're gonna do this. So to me, it would be great. It'd be great if we could incorporate it in our yard waste. But I have to talk with communities that already do that. Rockport, I think you said, Todd was doing that,
Rockport?
was incorporating their organic in their yard waste.
Maybe, I don't know, it's not my area.
I know. Maybe I got that through the listserv.
I know Black Earth is more prominent up there, and so they've got a number of towns that they.
Yeah.
service, But I don't know.
But, if we could figure out how to incorporate it in our yard waste, that would be the ultimate answer.
Yeah.
So that's my responsibility, give them a call. See what we
Do
can
you
do
know
there.
the company? I think that, I want to say they're like in Bridgewater and they have a big machine that turns the compost rolls.
Oh, yeah, like the, what do they call them?
combine?
Um, yeah, no, I know, they're just huge rows and then the machine comes and just cycles it and then puts it back in the pile.
It
Windrows,
with,
windrows, yeah. I don't know how much the machine costs, I can't be cheap, but
Right.
well, yeah, I wouldn't suggest us getting a machine, but
Yeah.
maybe they would be open to something like that to add in.
in Bridgewater? I don't know, there's one in Meadowborough, but.
You're gonna pay to haul it.
Yes, that's the other thing, yeah.
thing is paying.
But it's heavy and stinky.
Yeah, because that's generally what we're paying for through Black Earth is the pickup and the hauling. Because we know that they're gonna make a profit in the end by selling the material, but somebody has to pick it up, somebody has to take it somewhere. So,
Gene, I'm gonna have to leave you shortly.
sure, okay. We're almost done. DEP, other webinars, there's one today on Pay As You Throw,
Is there one today?
I think so.
I know. Oh, yeah, I do, 2:00. AT work group. The other one I had was, February 24th. It's gonna be on charms and reuse, charms, centers for hard to recycle material. That's February 24th from 10 to 11. It's part of our new mini series,
And that's on what date?
February 24th,
Yeah.
next week.
And what is it on?
It's on charms and reuse.
Okay. Is that one that we should try and
Yeah,
register for?
absolutely. Yeah, I actually just got the email here at 10:30, so.
Okay.
What time is it?
10 to 11.
And so these at DEP,
What?
where do you find them?
Oh, this came through an email.
From
To
who?
register for it, is that DEP or where are these webinars that we would register for them?
I've got the email, I'll forward it to you, but you probably already have it, but
Okay.
and you can forward it out. Just, you gotta.
Yeah, I didn't go through my emails today, so I don't know if I have it or not. Okay. Yeah, there's lots of webinars being offered. Some of them are pertinent, some of them aren't, but
Yeah,
I just want to remind you that when I get a list, I usually try and send it to you guys. So that you can see what's available and how to register. Okay, SSRC meeting is
tomorrow.
tomorrow in Hanson. And then the next one after that is April 1st in Weymouth. I believe, although I didn't bring in the agenda, I think that's still accurate. Did I send you guys the agenda? No,
Not
no, I
yet.
didn't.
Not yet.
No,
That's at 9 o'clock, is it?
9 to
Yeah.
10:30, yeah. There's a Zoom option too.
yeah, there's always a Zoom option for those meetings.
Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.
Yeah, it depends. We have a lot of technical difficulties, and I think that's why Claire is trying to hone in on which spots
Yeah.
are amenable and which ones aren't, and maybe reduce the number of spots where we
That
have a
don't work.
meeting. We had originally hoped that by moving it around, we would get either more of the town people there, meaning the town employees there, or residents who are interested, but I haven't seen that really work. I don't know how widely they're advertised. But there's usually a lot of good information, and because I didn't bring the printout of the agenda, let me see if I can pull it up.
Hi, David. Thank you.
Give you an idea. Now, let's see. Now,
Hmm,
what would it be under? Under
Which one?
Claire?
Claire's agenda?
Yeah, do you have it?
I probably didn't. She just said.
For some reason, I must have deleted it. David, good to see you.
Oh, thank you.
Take care.
I'm sorry I have to leave.
That's all right. I understand. I know.
Take it back because it wasn't mine.
No, I
I
have
thought it
it.
just came in the other day.
Yeah. Because when did it come through? A couple of days ago? No, not the recycling news. I'm looking for the agenda. All right, here I'm available. Hmm.
All right. Stay out of my way.
Don't steal my seat.
Good to see you, David.
Thank you. Good seeing you too. Well, welcome back to Kingston.
Yeah. take care.
Well, with my knee feeling better, I'm able to drive again.
Oh, God, that must be terrible.
Right knee. Yeah.
Tongue in cheek there, David. Was that a little tongue in cheek?
That was
Awful.
slap on the back of the head for me.
I'll be.
I don't know where it is because I had it in here too. And
Yeah, frustrating when I
I
can't
just-
find
I
it.
was just looking at it like last night.
Well, anyway. I will send it to all you guys. You can see what it is. And I can't remember, do we have the guest speaker?
Yeah, it's Black Earth.
Oh, is it placard? Really? Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
I think it would be interesting to find out what rates are for other customers.
Oh, I doubt they'll tell you.
There it is. Oh, that's
Got it?
no, that's for one. That was last month. I don't.
So one of the things the DEP does is they put together this little map on how much trash people threw out in a community. And the latest they have is 2024. And the one before that was 2023. So 2023, we were in the group 1751 to 2000. Okay. 2024, we were in 1501 to 1750. So slight improvement.
But you said they're not counting private haulers, or they are?
No, it's just people that participate in the municipal program.
Okay.
So we might have lost more people to private.
And then they show that the pay-as-you-throw average is 1,115. Non-pay is 1,629.
Say those numbers again. Wait, so the pay,
1,100 pounds.
It's in the upper right-hand corner there.
Exercise 1,700 pounds.
so this is the cost for disposing.
No, it's just the volume, right?
Oh, pounds per year. Okay.
Pounds per household.
Thank
per
you,
year.
thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
That's how we measure things.
Again, we're still just talking municipal.
And this is why it's so important to have hauler regulations, because and now everyone has to recycle. Because a lot of haulers just either offer trash or recycling.
Yeah, but we've mandated it.
Yeah.
Did you want to see it? Or you have it
I
memorized?
had to memorize probably.
I pretty much know.
All right. Should we wait for Jean so we at least have a quorum here?
Why, are we voting?
No,
Oh,
no.
anyways, I do want to just hear about the technical assistance, and then I do need to get out of here too.
About
I want to hear
the
what you're doing.
about the what?
Technical assistance grant.
Oh,
Doing on that.
okay.
And what I don't really have a big picture of what your 80 hours is and what,
So it's for pay as you throw.
and you're meeting with who, and you're talking to who, and you're doing what.
Essentially Kim from the select board, Gene, myself, and Sean are on the part of the working group that's trying to do this. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen or not. I just got I just got this budget, the proposed budget from Sean as we're in this meeting, so I gotta look at the numbers, see if it's feasible. But it's literally gonna be, we're, you know, the new rate, we need to keep it below that with the bags and the fee, so it's not looking good. We'll see.
I don't understand.
So
So,
when you go pay as you throw, you're gonna require the residents to buy a specific bag
right,
for their trash. But you have to have some sort of annual fee to cover your fixed expenses, which is all your.
so how much, right, so how much you come in for the transfer station?
Yeah, typically hauling is a fixed cost. Typically your staff is a fixed cost because you don't know what you're gonna pay them. The variable expenses are gonna be the actual solid waste disposal. That's gonna fluctuate from, because some days you might have more because of holidays. You got Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's all bunched together. You're gonna have more weight between the end of November through early January. And then you're gonna have a lot in the summer through some of the holidays like July 4th and stuff like that. But the bag fees are supposed to cover those variables. You need to find the perfect number, which means you've got to cover your basic fixed expenses with the actual sticker fee. Sometimes they come in at 100, sometimes they come in at 150, sometimes in Plimpton, they're at 60 for the sticker. And then it's $2 a bag after that. So, and that managed to cut their expenses to their customers drastically. So, I mean, they were gonna pay, what was it, $240 a year for unlimited trash. And I think most people are paying somewhere around $125 a year. So they're literally saving money going pay as you throw. The goal here would be to save the residents some money, take out the trash costs and put that in the bag. So that way the town, because right now your budget covers all the expenses, right? Budget doesn't necessarily cover what's actually going on because there's no incentive to take trash and put it in the recycling. And there's a couple reasons for that. One is because some people just don't recycle. Two, the recycling prices are in some cases a lot higher than trash. So, but at the same time, if you get the recycling out of trash, it's a lighter weight. So you're still gonna have stuff going to CMAS to get burned. But you're gonna take a lot of that weight out and put it in recycling, which is less weight overall, right? So it's a weird formula. It's just hard for people to understand.
Fewer trips
Fewer
to,
trips to CMAS.
less wear and tear on the
But
vehicles.
we have to haul the recycling too.
Yeah, you still have to haul.
Yeah, we do.
And so if you put more on the recycling, you have as many trips.
Sometimes.
Yes and no. Depends on whether they can squish it down.
There are ways to combat that to make less trips in the form of compactors. So, and that's something that we would have to look at too and incorporate in there to see if, compactor for, paper or plastics might save those.
But you
loads
need
of
an
trips.
inside area to have that, right?
A compactor? No, they'd be outside. Balers, you want inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you're gonna bale it, you wanna bale it, and then it goes to a mill, so you want.
So
that-
what we're currently doing with like our cardboard is.
It's open top, yeah, it's just, there's no compaction. You're just throwing it in there, you're getting probably maybe a ton and a half in there, yeah. so-
Because I thought it went through and got squished together.
No, you don't have a compactor.
Well, they compact it so that boxes that weren't broken down are just getting
Yeah,
crushed
I
in there,
guess
but
so.
it's not what the baler does
Yeah.
where you have this.
Well, they have
totally-
compactor trash units, which will pack the stuff.
And how much are those?
Installed, you're probably looking at 15 to 20. Right around there. Used ones, probably closer to 15, new ones probably closer to 30 all. I mean, it's
Wait, just for the cardboard
just for the compactor, the unit itself.
or baling cardboard or for
You-
crushing
If
everything?
you can, no, well, hold on. There's compaction, there's a compactor and there's a baler, the two separate units. The baler is the thing that makes the
Ties it all
bales
up, yeah.
and the wires come around.
Right.
You need to have room to store those bales. You don't want to do them outside because the weather and the elements. will
Right.
do-
But the compactor is
The
for
compactor-
plastics or it's for the cardboard?
It's for anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, it can be for anything. And then you just push it in there and you pack it on. So a load of plastic with an open top, you're gonna get, like you said, the plastics, cardboard. Cardboard is actually a little bit heavier than plastics. You're probably getting at a max 2 tons. Let's just call it 1.5 tons of plastic, a 30-yard open top. When you compact it, you're gonna get 10 tons. So if you can imagine each trip of 1.5 tons or one trip of 10 tons.
Right.
So you've just eliminated like four
Yeah.
loads,
Yeah.
4 trips on that open top by going to a compactor.
Right, but then don't you have to have a different type of conveyance?
But you have to have a different truck. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to have a truck that can pick it up.
Right,
So
right, because right now we just take
you've
the
got,
bins.
yeah, you've got an 18-wheeler out there, which is gonna service your big compactors, because that's your trash. You need an actual roll-off truck with a hook or a cable
Mhm.
to service the compactor.
Yeah, and I don't think Sean has any of that in his capital plan.
No.
No.
No, well, the money's not in there. You don't have the money to buy one. You'd have to sub it out.
When we had the open top container for the cardboard, we were
Yeah.
going to Brockton 3 times a week for 3/4 of the ton.
Yeah.
Now we go every couple of weeks.
Do you guys have a compactor for cardboard? Oh, okay.
Well,
I think we do.
Yeah, we do, but it doesn't, I mean, it just mats it down.
no, it pushes it into the can.
Okay,
Mhm.
I didn't realize you guys had a compactor out there for that.
I
That's,
think so.
but then you.
But I don't think we get 10 tons out of it.
No.
No, you're probably gonna get for a cardboard compactor, you get better compaction if the units are square than you do if they're flat,
Mhm.
because they're stronger flat, right? Because they're more rigid. But
I think
people
it's
are,
around 7 tons, so
it's roughly 7, yeah. If you left it loose as big squares, you probably get closer to 9. To be honest, you get better compaction if they're actually 3-dimensional.
Yeah,
But the problem is then they gotta go to the MRF and then they gotta flatten them out and then they gotta make bales out of them. So
yeah.
it's,
Okay, so it's almost 11. You and I have that meeting at 11.
no, it's canceled, by the way.
What?
That meeting 11 is canceled.
It is?
I thought, didn't Sean not send out an email
When?
last week when I talked to him?
I didn't get it.
All right. He didn't send the email out. Cause actually I didn't get one either, but we talked about that being canceled. Oh, boy.
Okay.
Yeah, we're postponing it because Kim can't be there and I just got the numbers from him today.
Okay, so that one is canceled.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, I thought I
Yep.
thought he emailed everybody.
No, no, no. Okay, so then all I have is the pay-as-you-throw webinar at 2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So one of the issues that's different this year from DEP is that, you know, every year we had to have letters sent out to all the departments about using recyclable materials when they order material. That's changing. There's a new policy. It's called environmentally preferable products or sustainable purchasing policy. And the new policies are due to DEP by June. Is this something are you working with Sean on this? On the,
No, I'm just looking at my glasses moving on their own. on my
Move the
phone.
whole, the screen and everything is vibrant.
I didn't touch that, and then now it wants to change. It's just weird. It's like on it.
But we go downhill this way,
Do we?
the marble. I think so. I think it's just going and stuff.
It keeps moving on its own. It's like-
Yeah, I know.
okay,
Okay,
Still
so anyway,
mine, sorry.
no, I am not working with him on that right now. We need to, it's pretty simple. You just look down the site.
well, did you look at the one for SSRC?
That's the same one from the state.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna be voting on one tomorrow for SSRC that is following the language that the state prefers, so it should be pretty simple for
Yeah.
Kingston to do that, but I think Sean has to do that, or somebody it's not on us to do that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
It's-
either.
I guess it just ranges depending on who wants to take it on or who doesn't, so.
Yeah,
But if if you're gonna say Sean needs to do it, then I'll make sure that,
well, I think in the past, Paul has been the impetus to the town administrator to send out that letter,
yeah, he poked it back.
because we need to do that.
Yeah.
You know, in order,
But it's not due until June 1st, so you're fine.
this is already February, we're gonna get involved with swap shop, time is gonna disappear, and it's a requirement, right, for us to get a grant?
Oh, it is, yeah. that's
Yeah,
true, it is.
yeah.
So, but once again, it's not until June 1st, so I can work with Sean on having him get it. I don't even know the policy. That's dumb. That's right. Anyway.
I never had a problem with
No,
that. Just go to the selectman's office, tell them, and they send a letter out. It was already pre-formed.
Well, this is a new thing, but I don't know who's responsible,
I'm
whether
mesmerized by
it's
that right now.
John telling
Yeah.
them or them
So-
just doing it. And where we have a new town administrator, we have 2 selectmen that aren't running again. I'm afraid things can fall through the cracks. That's the only thing. All right,
Yeah, it won't fall through the crack, trust me. I'm keeping track of everything.
okay, all right.
I've got my.
So I don't have to
spreadsheet.
worry about that. That's
Don't
off
worry,
my
don't
worry
worry.
list.
I'll make sure it gets done.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to bring us up to date on, Todd, or?
Well, obviously all the stuff for the reporting for the survey and the spend reports are in and done as of Sunday. And almost everybody got everything in.
How about us?
You're fine.
We're fine.
Yeah, you got it in early. I
Okay.
worked with Sean on that. so.
Okay,
The only one that missed it was Ellie. Cause she's out on medical, so.
she's out. That's a good statement. Okay. All right, anything else? Sorry, it's been such a long meeting, but you see,
We
we
got a lot done.
That's good,
we
man.
had things.
Right.
We're looking for a motion here.
I am, if Sean, or if Todd is done with
I
the report.
don't have anything else.
Okay, good.
I would like to, should we discuss our next meeting or does that come up after?
No, we would set the next meeting.
I feel like there was something else we had to talk about, but I don't know what it was. I don't remember that. We talked about it earlier.
Did we?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was though.
I have it on for the 10th.
Yeah, so do I.
Why don't we do that and then we can, jump on to getting the swap shop setup times going.
Mhm. Okay,
So the next meeting is 3:10 at 9 a.m. and I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
all right. We've got a second, any discussion?
Vanessa, I.
Todd,
I mean,
Thank you, Todd. You, are you voting for
Alrighty.
David?
Sure. I get his proxy.